Anybody? Short pass ball up the middle, and I've seen a lot of people on a shot. Oh, yeah, baby, he's dominating right
now.
What? Were you doing like a video game machine gun?
I don't know. I feel like I was doing like a Latin rap song from the early 2000s. I feel like they made those noises a lot in those songs.
Anyone in particular you have in mind, or
I don't know, like who sang Gasolina?
Daddy Yankee?
Yeah, that was the one.
That's the only one I know.
That's the only one I know too.
Okay.
And also happened to come out like right before I went on a mission trip to Mexico, and so like we were all like singing it, and then like one of the little kids at like the outpost we were at sang a little bit of it, and then his mom heard him and got him in like big trouble because apparently it's a terrible song, but we had no idea what the words were besides Gasolina. Yeah. I still don't know what those words were, but his mom was not happy.
What does Gasolina even mean?
I'm assuming gasoline? Female gasoline? Is there a gasolino? Probably not. So yeah, apparently
Hey,
gasoline.
Siri,
Hey,
what does Gasolina mean?
Dude, what if it doesn't mean gasoline?
Hold on, it's thinking.
What is it thinking about?
Let's see. Well, now it's giving me the meaning of the song. I just wanted the meaning of the word.
What's the meaning of the song?
It is the Spanish and Portuguese word for gasoline.
And Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh, so
do they mean petrol?
If I needed to get some
it
petrol
actually says
down
petrol
in
in
Brazil,
parentheses.
If we're ever in Brazil and need petrol, say gasolina.
In the Daddy Yankee hit song, it also carries slang meanings like needing energy, loving to party, or referring to something I can't say out loud on this podcast.
Oh no. Oh no.
Read the highlighted part.
Needing energy, loving to party.
Not
or something that we can't say on this podcast. Glad you reinforced to not read all of that.
Daniel was 100% going to read it out loud.
Have a Ron Burgundy moment.
Oh!
Dude, I love the needing energy part, though.
You will read whatever is on the teleprompter.
If I ever coach like a middle school youth basketball team, we're just gonna like do gasolina as our thing.
Just anytime guys start to slack off, just start yelling gasolina at them.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody will be so confused.
Yeah.
Jack's in the comments. What's up, man? Yes, dude.
Yo.
This is like 3 shows in a row for Jack. He's coming like one of our number 1 guys on here.
Yeah.
Love it.
My voice is a little bad. I apologize.
Yeah, what's up with your voice?
Well, I was sick, and then I was well again, and then I was sick again, and I'm not sick anymore. But for some reason today, my voice decided to start going out on me.
Gotcha.
Hopefully it hangs on.
I was really nervous, so I had to broadcast a basketball game on Friday night. I wasn't feeling great. My throat was a little scratchy.
Yeah.
And then, since it was an early game, the concession stand wasn't open. And so I was at Monty, concession stand not open, but I see my guy Tyler in the stands. And so I texted him, I'm like, hey, is the concession stand open? I don't have any water. I'm host. And, dude, even though I had money to give him, he bought me 2 waters.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a stand-up guy.
Got me through the game.
And then you guys hung out afterwards.
We did hang out. How did you know that?
I talked to Tyler.
It seems like it would be like a conflict of interest. Like you're accepting gifts from one of the teams that you're covering. Is that...
Dude,
I'm not a journalist, so I don't know if that
There's a dollar
allowed
limit.
or not.
You're not allowed to accept anything over a value of $30.
$30? Dude, that's a lot of $29 gifts I could have. My broadcast ethics are way down the tube now, man. I'm no longer a journalist.
You're not bound by any kind of journalistic, rules. Yeah.
Ethics.
Chase asking why there was no concessions in Monty. I think they opened them eventually.
It's a fair question. I actually don't know the answer to
Yeah,
that. I'm
distressed.
surprised to hear that there were no concessions open because I feel like they're always open.
I think they opened later, but I think it was due to the early tip-off.
Yeah.
Because
tipped at 6?
Yeah, because Hoquiam girls don't have a JV.
Right.
So they did an early tip-off for the varsity. And since there's no JV game, they actually tipped right at 6.
Yeah.
Because sometimes JV games can go long.
Right.
Sometimes they go into overtime.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey.
I was in Hoquiam for the Monty Hoquiam boys game on Thursday. And it tipped so late. It was like, it had to have been like 7:30 before it tipped. Oh, man.
Brutal. But you were actually there for the JV game, though, right?
Yeah.
How'd that game go?
Well, Monty swept all 3. C squad, JV, varsity. But I do, after we have a lot of cool stuff. We're going to do a local sports roundup. We're going to talk to Hoquiam girls coach Chad Allan, and then Daniel and I were both at some games this week, so we'll recap those as well. I'm really excited to talk about Monty Hoquiam boys because it was a great game, really good game, and I got answers to some questions I had about Hoquiam's team.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that.
We also will probably wing it for like any other parts of the show. Either that or I'll write a 2-minute drill like as you're talking about something and not pay attention.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do that. Or we'll wing it.
Yeah.
And then do you have anything for Stump Daniel? Or will I
don't have anything.
I might AI something for you then.
We can AI something.
We can have Andrew try and
You
and
always,
Grok might
always try to put it on Andrew, and then he never wants to do it. And then, like the one time that he did it with Grok, then you criticized him for how bad it was.
I did not.
Andrew, am I wrong?
No, I did not. No, you are gaslighting me right now. That did not happen. Andrew,
hey!
Andrew
I'm
criticized.
There is no moon.
Andrew criticized Grok because he didn't have time to give it like the proper refinement to get actually good questions, and so some of the questions had the answer in them.
I think what happened is
they were easy questions.
Yeah.
You had fire in your eyes, like you were angry, and you blamed Andrew 100%.
Oh, just Andrew's the worst. Should we bring in music for the little local sports roundup?
Yeah,
that
let's
we
do
have?
it. We'll just
We'll just go for it.
Aberdeen boys basketball took down Shelton 52-40 this week. Isaac Garcia had 21 points to lead the Bobcats, and it was their second straight 2A Evergreen Conference victory. Every single one of those is going to matter.
Absolutely. Willapa Valley had a massive night against Lake Quinault, winning 90-49. And Raymond South Bend, this is all boys basketball, Raymond South Bend knocked down North Beach 56-48.
On the girls' side, Hoquiam beat Montesano in a basketball game for the first time since 2013.
Yeah.
Final score was 40-28. Lexi LeBounty led the way for the Grizzlies with 17 points. It snapped a 26-game losing streak to the Bulldogs. I knew it had been a while. I didn't realize it had been that long. Yeah. But this Monty girls team has had a stranglehold on that league for quite a while.
Long time.
And this is a big deal to see a team topple them.
Yeah. Also in girls basketball, Mary M. Knight, Andrew's hometown, knocked off Rochester 43-21. Chloe Fletcher led the Owls, hooting all the way with 14 points in the non-league victory over the Class 1A Warriors.
And going back briefly to girls, Evergreen 1A, Elma beat Tenino 61-42 on a 29-point performance by Olivia Moore.
And that was some monster games.
Yeah, that was their second straight 1A Evergreen League victory, and I believe they've beaten Tenino and Rochester, I think. So I think we're kind of seeing the same what we thought it was going to be, both in the boys league and the girls league. Of the 5 teams, our 3 local teams seem to be the 3 best teams in those leagues. It should be really fun down the stretch.
Absolutely. Last score from girls basketball, Tahola beat Wishkah Valley 52-21. Back to boys actions. As you mentioned, the Montesano Hoquiam game was a great game. Monty got the win 69-64 at the Garden. Montesano made the plays in the second half to pick up the victory. And the scoring for the Bulldogs, they were led by Mason Fry with 24. Weidman had 13. Caden Grubb, dang it, no Grubbs rule, had 12. Carrot Gunter with 12 as well to lead the way for the Bulldogs. The Grizzlies were led by Lincoln Nemes, 23. KJ McCoy had 14. Maxfield had 13 to lead the Grizzlies.
Sticking with boys Evergreen 1A, Elma improved to 2-0 in league with a 78-44 win over Tenino. Exploded in the second half after only leading 33-26 at halftime. You can have some of those turning point games in your season, and I think if you read the quotes from Coach Ferrier in the newspaper afterwards, he was really, really unhappy with how his team played in the first half, and hopefully really happy with how they responded in the second half. Ended up with a big 34-point win over Tenino.
There's one more thing. Wayne Ross. I just saw this. I was just scrolling through the Daily World Sports page. Wayne Ross, my former JV baseball coach, a longtime Hoquiam native, coached basketball in Hoquiam, coached basketball in Aberdeen. He helped bring prominence to recreational softball on the harbor, and he has been voted into the 2026 class of the National Senior Softball Hall of Fame. He's 76 now. I would say about 10 years ago, he was probably 66. He was hitting nukes against us in that.
Is he on the team that beat us in that tournament in the title game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he hit
not
a home
cool,
run,
man.
and then as he was jogging by me at second, went like career number 757, and I was like, "Whoa, get out of here!"
We got two more Elma things too.
Oh,
Okay,
sweet.
so Chase giving us live stats from Elma girls. They beat Rochester 62-37. Olivia Moore had 26 points in that game, and Michaela Roberts had 20. And then also I have an update from Elma. Also, this is thank you to Chase. Elma Wrestling. He sent this to me because he had the information and he knew it wasn't going to come out in the Daily World in time for us to report it. So we got Eagles pulling off a statement win, taking first place in the Justin Norton Memorial Meet at Rainier High School. It was a 16-team meet. They had 272 total points, and second place had 177, so they really dominated. Connor Olson second in the 106 class, Luis Torres first in 113, Aiden Johnson first at 126, Xavier Espinoza, first at 132, Ben Totten first at 134, Troy Roop fourth at 144, Bryson Crawford first at 150, Liam McManus third at 157, Lucky Duvier first at 175, Dylan Kalikowski sixth at 190, Alex Dryden second at 215, and Brody Schlesser fifth at 285. Lots of wins in there for a very, very successful, very talented Elma wrestling team. And I think
I got one more thing that I
okay.
saw that was prominent. Cassie Koski for Raymond South Bend surpassed 1,000 points for her prep basketball career. So we got another 1,000 points.
all these
scored.
milestones are just dominating Athlete of the Week lately.
They are really. Let's see. Chase said Elma beat Rochester 76-41. Isaac McGaffey had 20 points. Trey Yeager with 13. Trayton Rebb had 25 against Tenino. Trayton Webb is becoming, I think, a really impressive second or third option for that basketball team, helping them out a lot. And also, did you get the Elma over Rochester score?
The girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Lots of good stuff.
So much good stuff. Andrew, if you want to go ahead and create the link and send it to me, I'll send it to
Isn't that
Coach Allan.
AMPM's? Wasn't that AMPM's slogan for a while?
So much good stuff?
AMPM, so much good stuff.
Probably. Sounds like something.
Or was it
would
too
be
much
there.
good stuff? No, what did Tungus? You remember Tungus? The weird, troll creature that was their mascot for a while?
I don't remember that.
Dude, you don't remember Tungus?
No.
You're gonna have to look up Tungus.
Are you
The funniest thing about Tungus is that Salk of the Rock and Salk show loved him,
Yes.
and will occasionally start referencing him and playing clips of him in the show.
Oh, it was Too Much Good Stuff, TMGS, and that was the name of the guy, Tungus. And Tungus was a weird looking dude, made up of stuff you can buy at AMPM.
That's really disturbing,
And
actually.
he said weird things.
I'm disturbed.
Tungus gotta go.
I am disturbed having looked at that.
I'm gonna force you to watch some Tungus stuff.
No way, dude. All right, I'm going to send this
Hang on,
link.
I think I might have sent you the wrong one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna not send this link.
That way. There we go.
Andrew did it again using what I like to call the right way.
Yeah.
The link, by the way, for Coach Chad Allan, who's going to be joining us. Talk about their big win, their season so far. And about a roster that I have a lot of learning to do, which is interesting because I didn't think I was going to have that much learning to do about this Hoquiam girls roster. Mm-hmm. But besides the big three, which scored all but 1 point in their game against Monty, yeah, aside from the big three, it's a lot of new faces.
How deep did they go? Like, how many girls actually played?
I think, let's see, 6. I'm trying to look. Oh yeah, I think that girl's not playing anymore either.
Yeah.
7. Casey Kruger played a little bit.
Okay.
But mostly it was 6. Michaela Haskey was their sixth man. She came off the bench and played a decent amount. She came in for Betancourt, who's another freshman. Those are both long freshmen for them.
I see.
Hey,
Coach Allan.
There's Coach Allan.
All right.
How we doing? Can we hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you. You can hear us okay?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this is Hoquiam girls varsity coach Chad Allan. We brought him on. We have had him on the show before. We brought him on because of a pretty, I want to say, I don't want to overstate it. It's a pretty monumental victory. Not just from the fact that you guys broke a long losing streak against Montesano, but, we mentioned earlier in the show, Monty has really had a grasp on first place in this league for quite a while. And so for them to even lose a league game, we talked about it even preseason, that this was a real possibility that this could happen. You guys have a really talented roster. But tell us a little bit about your team. Tell us a little bit about what makes them special, what makes them tick, and how they were able to accomplish that.
Well, I think like anything else, Montesano has had a track record of what they do in all their sports and the things that they invest in weight training and extra work and everything else. And that's paid off for them for a long time. So if you're going to beat them, you better get closer to matching them with that. So those are the things we've tried to do. So I would say my players, the players I'm lucky and blessed to coach right now, have put extra time in. And so those are the ones that we're getting to that level. And we actually have enough athletes. We've always had 1 or 2 really good athletes and role players around them. Now we have a few more. And so we're kind of surrounded with a nice crew. We're trying to also balance out experience. So we have 3 really experienced people, a couple people in between, and then a couple new fresh faces that are learning in the deep end really quick how to swim. And so, we're blessed with that as well too. But anytime you have Lexi LeBounty that we have as point that just kind of has grown up with survival of us, we haven't had a great track record of wins, but we've always battled. And Lexi's always been part of that. And so then you have Aaliyah Kennedy, who just is, a tremendous athlete and a great kid, but basically has a passion to want to win and doing what it takes. And so, Aaliyah has that. Sydney Gordon is just a solid staple for us. And again, does a lot for us that basically might go unnoticed. Is kind of like probably a little similar to like a lineman in football. Without them, you don't have that staple that keeps you solid. And then Sydney has great games for us when somebody else doesn't. And so we just need to get them all on the same page, which they were all in double figures last night or when we played. And then again, Avery Broadhead, Bethany Betancourt, Michaela Haskey, Casey, and Maddie, they all basically affect us in positive ways. So we try not to be one-dimensional and try to basically next person up. So trying to be able to be hard to guard. And then basically, defense travels, offense doesn't always. So we try to, again, hang our hat on defense as much as we can.
Something that I was impressed with is, and you don't see it as much anymore, but the condition of your kids, because a lot of those kids played a lot of minutes, and the style, I mean, as you mentioned, defense travels. the style of Aaliyah Kennedy, the style of Lexi Labounty, the style of play that Avery Broadhead plays is very fast and takes up a lot of energy, and yet they played darn near the whole game and were still able to create havoc on the defensive side of the ball at the end of the game.
Absolutely. Just again, going back to those competitive, aggressive kids, that give them a chance. They'll blossom and they'll grow. And at the same time, we have to manage that as well too, and practice and how much we wear them out, during the week and things like that. Is they are true gamers. When the game is on, they are going to exert energy and be able to do what we can. And I would say my greatest compliment to them is they're all getting smarter on how they're using their energy, not just kind of having energy itself.
Yeah, that's super important, especially with you're playing with low numbers like that. Another thing that, I mean, we've been seeing a ton of numbers from those three girls that you mentioned, and I want to start with Lexi, because her game, I felt like against Montesano was absolutely huge, especially in the second half when things weren't going right for really anybody. I mean, offensively, it was a struggle in the second half, and yet there was always Lexi there to calm things down when she got the ball in the point, but also make a big defensive play to get the ball back when something bad happened. It just seemed like anytime you guys needed a moment to kind of hold off any sort of downturn or big turnaround for Montesano, it seemed like she was coming up with the calming presence for you guys.
Absolutely. That's where you talk about senior leadership. And for Lexi is that, as a coach, I never see kids how they are. I see kids basically how I think they can be. And this is the type of player I knew Lexi could be. So, she's coming on more with scoring. She basically rebounding, definitely steals. So she averaged 6 steals a game. And then also just when you're the tip of the defense, everybody better follow along, because, she's also encouraging them to be able to follow along with her lead. So, like I said, defense travels. And so to be able to calm things down, but also that senior leadership is she, is waiting for things to get set up, waiting for basically everybody to calm down a little bit when needed, but also isn't afraid of the big moment of taking it on to herself and be able to lead by example in that fashion as well too, and take the big shot. But the best part of the game for me all night was we've been working on like a pull-up jumper attacking the basket. So not just attacking the basket. I see this pull-up jumper instead of getting into the defense, and I'm just like, yes. And so those are just the little things that we see. We're still growing. We're by far not even close to where we could be. We're still growing in a lot of ways, just in the facets of the game. So it's exciting when you see those small pieces kind of fit together within a huge game like that.
Yeah, and she's grown. I mean, it's funny. I thought she's the type of player, since she's been starting for so long. Last year, I was like, is Lexi still here, or did she graduate? And she was just a junior last year. But you're right. It seems like she's added steps every step of every year. She's added something to her game. And when I saw that pull-up jumper on that break, and I was like, oh, that's different. She didn't just kind of drive into somebody and hope for a foul or an and one. She pulled up, nice little smooth mid-range jumper that was beautiful, knocked it down. Quickly, before we get to some of the other players, I was having a hard time pinning down exactly what you guys were doing on defense. And I kind of pride myself on that, usually, of like correctly identifying the types of defenses that people are playing. I saw the focus on Evangeli, obviously, and absolutely makes sense when you're playing Monty to focus on her this year. But I couldn't quite, was it a box and one? Was it a diamond in one? Was it like Bethany,
Sure,
you cover Evangeli and everybody else go for steals? Like, I couldn't quite nail it down.
Well, obviously, I don't want to detail it down completely. That's the first game of the year.
That's
so
true. That's
we'll
true.
look at it. Let's just say the main focus is on every team is to limit their top 3 players. So I kind of take a Hubie Brown philosophy.
Okay.
Try to give your top 3 players the most touches and the most shots. Try to limit their top players. So, every defense is kind of surrounded around that. And, I think for us, my kids have to learn probably quite a few things, because we we are not the same every single game. We don't play the same defense. We don't do the same thing. So, my kids have to adapt to that, which teaches them how to adapt. And so we have that. So at this point in time, we had a philosophy. We had like an ABC on what we needed to take care of with Monty. But at the same time, the main focus was trying to keep it out of Evangeli's hands. And my 2 freshmen did an amazing job of just kind of that. And then any type of player, I don't care if it's Aaliyah, if it's Lexi, if it's Sydney, if it's Evangeli, you can't stop them one-on-one. They're just good players. So you're going to have some help at some point in time. So I guess to answer your question without giving away the secret sauce, then that's kind of that.
I love it. I love that so much.
2 things for sure. One is after the season is over, or at the point that Coach Allan is ready to divulge that defense to you, he has to come back on, because between now and that point, it's all Daniel's going to think about. Yes. It's going to dominate his brain 24 hours a day.
Pretty much.
So whenever you're comfortable giving us that answer, we'll get it from you.
It was beautiful.
Hey, no problem. I don't have any problem talking about it. And the key is just like you're talking about. I want, every team watches video, but then they got to try to figure out what is that?
Yeah.
What is the routine? And so things like that.
Normally I can identify defenses pretty quick.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll get it wrong, and I'll be like, oh, wait, no, they're playing this type of defense. And that one, I was just like, at one point in the game, I was like, I don't know what they're doing, but it's working.
It worked really well, obviously. I do want to talk a little bit about your the paint presence that you guys have, because I would think between Aaliyah Kennedy and Sydney Gordon that you guys should have an advantage inside over almost any team you play. I guess the first thing I thought of when I realized like those 2 girls, they basically have to coexist on the court the whole time. And both of them are just absolute rebound monsters. Both of them are so strong. Both of them are really good scoring around the basket. So did you have to make an adjustment like in your coaching strategy to have 2 such talented post players at the same time? And what's so special about those 2 girls that they can coexist and play like that?
Well, I think the key in that we're learning on is each of them has growth throughout the last few years. Like Sydney Gordon has a great mid-range shot in a mid-range game, and it just depends on what's open during our offense. And so she's got the green light to take any of those, and she's got a beautiful 15-foot shot, elbow shot, short corner shot, things like that sometimes people don't know about or respect. They see it so few, and so hopefully we can get a little bit more of that. And then with Aaliyah is actually we're if you notice, we're playing her out a little bit more, so it's kind of outside inside a little bit more, because she's got the ability to be a guard. She's everything. She can bring the ball up, she can handle the ball, she's added a perimeter game this year, and so we're a combination. But physically, Aaliyah has footwork and tools inside that are just special.
Yeah.
And so those are things that taking advantage of what your strengths are, but adding to your game. And so we add that. So again, Sydney's job is more of 15 feet in, where Aaliyah's is spread out more. And so if defenses are trying to just pack it in on those 2, and then we can rotate other people in there as well too. And so those are where we can manipulate that. But then working together more, they see each other more now. And so, that's just a learned behavior of experience of working with each other, is that high-low presence and that strength that's a power you don't always have. And so those are areas where if somebody wants to lock down the baseline, we got 15-foot jump shots. And so that's just trying to pick your poison, and hopefully every team would love to do that. And we just have an advantage right now with that.
When we had Aaliyah as our athlete of the week last week, largely because of one of the coolest triple doubles I've ever seen in my life, that was points, rebounds, and steals. And I want to say it was 14 steals or 12 steals.
Yeah, and actually Lexi Labounty had 12 steals that game.
Oh,
it was
my
just
gosh.
one of those games that we were playing full court defense and just, either point of possession, those 2 were putting pressure on, and then Aaliyah was just cleaning up, being an athlete and doing a great job that way. Yeah. So everybody's pressure, again, causes Aaliyah and Lexi to be able to, kind of get those. So it is more than just one person running around and just taking it from people. It is a team aspect that gives each individual a good shot at it.
Yeah, I was trying to bring that up because as I'm marking down the steals, it's easy to look back and be like, oh, Lexi had 6 steals, which is what I had her for in the Monty game. I'm not sure if that was.
Yep.
But a lot of those, as you mentioned, were benefits from the pressure of either Aaliyah or Avery doing a great job at the top of a press. But also, I was really impressed with how, this is a tough team in Monty to play against as a freshman. And I thought both Bethany Betancourt and Michaela Haskey did really good things when they're in there, especially on defense. Yeah. And they forced a lot of those steals that other people benefited from as well. Can you talk a little? Those are the two that I really know nothing about, and yet they're both long. They're both pretty athletic, and I think there's some sort of good tools in there for you to work with.
Both Bethany and Michaela both have just a huge upside. And so they just need to gain, they're freshmen that should get a little time on JV to kind of gain some of that experience, and they're thrown in the deep end. And, we have some aggressive individuals that are seniors and upper class. And so they're trying to get that mix of working with that. And so this was a game where they could focus on defense and not necessarily have to carry a team or have to have the offensive power. And so that's where we basically gave them an assignment to work together. And so it's just kind of working with what they have. And again, with Evangeline having somebody that's tall with long arms, that's athletic, that can move, we have never had that. And so it's new for me as well, too. And then moving them out from middle school being a big to actually, you guys are guards, you guys are forwards. So learning how to handle the ball, learning how to attack, learning how to do those. So there's so many things that they're learning, and the stress of the game and the stress of me coaching isn't probably as easy to be able to work with that as well. And so super proud of them, but just the upside is amazing. The flashes I see in practice and the flashes I see kind of going on. But for them, as soon as they can really learn to use they're kind of like Great Dane puppies right now, kind of running around and doing all they can. But as soon as they know how to use that length a little bit more and to be able to intimidate people with blocking some shots or getting some tips in the girls' game, that's huge. And then, adding rebounds. So we have to become a better rebounding team. It's nice to have Aaliyah and Sid, but we all got to basically increase with that.
Yeah, something that I liked about, or just thinking about it, what a privilege to have 2 long defenders, so that way Aaliyah and Sydney can stay out of foul trouble so much easier when they don't have to draw the main assignment of on ball covering the best player all the time.
Absolutely. And so that is a tool that, some people look at scoring as the main stat. For me, and we said this in the post game, was, the win as a whole. When a player like Evangeline is averaging 20 points a game and you hold her to 6, you guys just scored 14.
Yep.
And so just on defense. And so if you're holding their main players down, that's actually like scoring points. Yep. So if you will play the role, you are the reason why we did well. Everybody else needs to get their averages and everything else, but to play defense and sacrifice some of your energy for the rest of the team, that says a lot for them.
Especially like Daniel had mentioned with the foul trouble issue. Especially if you have a team that might, you have really good players, but you might not have a super deep bench. I just as an example, last year when you guys played Monty, I was there for that game. Aaliyah hardly got to play because she was in foul trouble so early, and then when she'd come back in, she'd get another foul right away. That ended up being a really good game that I think Tiander Olsen just sort of took over in the latent stages and ended up being a little bit more of a scoring gap. But it was a really good game, and who knows if Aaliyah had been able to stay on the court, how different that might have ended up.
Well, don't keep throwing out that nightmare of Tiander, because she is a nightmare to be able to have to defend and work with that. But no, absolutely, and that goes back to the mix of designing a defense that's going to keep your kids out of trouble. Yeah. And still, we had Lexi played with 2. Other people played with 2 fouls and able to go. Where some coaches, they have a philosophy. As soon as you get two, you sit.
Yeah.
And I've never been that way. It's just like you got to learn how to play with them. And then you got to have some faith.
This might be a little, I don't know, this might just be a little inside my own head, but on the broadcast I was getting a little frustrated. I tend to, if I see something happening multiple times, I let it get to me. I'm probably a silly thing for a broadcaster, but there was multiple times in like a 5-minute period where your girls had trapped a player and they were trapped and had nowhere to go, and then just decided to try and grab the ball, and they got fouls. And at one point I was like, stop fouling for no reason.
Yeah. We're learning.
You just need to say it louder for me. Because those are some of the things that we're learning, use your length, make them get out of it. And then, our philosophy isn't to steal on the ball. Our philosophy is to steal the pass.
Right.
And so, which is how it's supposed to be, but you just can't, you see that little nugget there, and you just can't help but to reach and do that. And unfortunately, with the inconsistency of the way basketball kind of happens, is you get some games where that counts. You just take it away from people.
That's true.
And it's okay. You don't get fouls. And so that kind of happens at times too.
Before we let you go, Coach, I wanted to ask you too about, I just saw this Facebook post that you did yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. You've been in the local basketball community for a really long time, between Hoquiam and other places, including Grays Harbor College, but just other places locally. And I feel this a lot. We just make so many friends around all these different places that it's nice to be able to. I mean, even when we played Tenino, I see Nick Bamer. He's the coach of Tenino boys basketball, and it's I just love the community of people and seeing people. So I really enjoyed your post, because I think it kind of cuts through what people get really focused on, the rivalry, kind of forgetting that there's a whole community of people that are actually like friends, and this is a good supportive community with each other. So tell us a little bit about your experience with just the community of local sports here.
Well, and again, it's been a while. Justin and I actually met. I think it might have been the first time I met Justin. I was at Grays Harbor College. And we met in my office, or however you want to call it, was downstairs. It was the dungiest.
Yeah, I was going to call it a dungeon
and everything else. and I'm trying to promote what was going to happen at Grays Harbor College to be able to, and thankfully it did. I mean, there were some good things that happened there, and it was great. But that was my first, I think, true meeting with Justin, and be able to have that. But no, just from. I've spent some time with the men at Grays Harbor College. Then I went on to Montesano boys. And so what was special in Montesano is the group of people that I see and meet and talk to. And even going into the boys' locker room, when you have the poster that's on the wall between the two double doors, is I put that up there. Mm-hmm. And so at that period of time. So you still see some things that kind of stay with that. And then going to Grays Harbor, and then, here at Hoquiam, but just the summer camps, and, I've worked with some travel teams and some all native teams and other types of things that a lot of people probably don't know. But at the same time, just meeting a lot of people, and, the camps I host here at Hoquiam during the summer and things like that, I get to meet some pretty amazing young people that come through, and we kind of keep those relationships and with their parents and everything else. Actually, when I was at Montesano, some of the kids that went to our camp came up and said hello, and we talked about things like that at those times. And going to Adna, and I did some things with Coach Banish when he was in high school. So I'm getting older and older as that time comes. And then Bob Dow, that does the commentating, is coaching against him for periods of time, and spending some time with him. And then alumni that are basically all over the place. When you go over to Spokane State, you see some people that you've known for a while. And so just special moments that, you shared something, if you worked with them or worked around them. And those 2-minute or 20-minute conversations are super important. And they're very special to me. Even a handshake means a lot. It's just one of those things that is just kind of an acknowledgement, a show of respect. And sometimes in coaching, you live on an island. It's just like, you just have to keep to yourself for various reasons. And so it's just really nice to be able to have that.
think I just identified a new conspiracy theory.
What's that?
Coach Allan knows Coach Banish at Adna. That's where Teander went. I see what he did.
Well, I didn't do a good enough job, or she'd be playing for me. So that's a whole different story. You didn't do a good job.
That's a good point.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, I assume that Banish. Then that's
a Willapa Valley.
that's a
name.
Willapa name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yep.
played against a Banish when I was in high school.
Well, who hadn't?
Yeah,
They
that's a good
played
point.
things like
Yeah. I think that's all we have for you, Coach. I really sincerely appreciate you coming on.
Privileged. Thank you. It's great to talk about my kids. They do a great job. It's just fun when we have kind of an upswing, but we got a lot of season left, and we're still young in a lot of ways. And I know that there's expectations, but we haven't been the program that's been there for a while, so it's new. Obviously 13 years since we've beat a Montesano program. It's new. So how do you handle that? We'll find that out this week.
Yeah.
How we handle, those type of things. But just special.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I did officially on the record predict you guys would win the league this year.
Oh, I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that dagger thing. To be able to put that bullseye on the back.
It's just a little extra pressure.
It's almost like RPI is throwing it way up there real soon, and be able to have those type of things. So just one more thing I need to ground myself and my crew on. Right.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
I'll remind you when we talk about the defense. I'll remind you at the end of the year if it doesn't end up that way. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll remind you who helped out with that.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Coach, so much. Have a good one and have a good rest of the season. I'm sure we'll see you more down the road.
Thanks for all you guys do for kids. Appreciate it.
That was Coach Chad Allan, the girls basketball coach for Hoquiam, and to say one of the good ones would be a vast understatement.
Oh man, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's just always been the best. I mean, I remember way back in the day, he mentioned the article that I wrote when he was the Grays Harbor College coach. Just every interaction I've ever had with him, post-game, pre-game interviews, just the best guy.
Yeah.
Friendly, encouraging. He loves to highlight his athletes, and really just like we've got a really good core group of people here in Grays Harbor County, but Coach Allan is one of them that just pours everything into helping not just his team, but like the feeder programs. They do camps. Like he puts so much time and effort and energy into helping basketball grow in our county.
Absolutely. I think we are. Oh, dude. So before we take a break,
Yeah.
I forgot.
This is gonna be good.
His
I
time
can
at Grace
tell.
Harbor College.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good for anybody else, but like that game where we just throw out names.
Yeah. Chelsea Stewart.
And dude, Isabel Hernandez.
Oh yeah.
Dude, some of his players that went on to play
Yeah.
at Grace Harbor too.
Isabel
awesome.
Hernandez had this she was a good shooter, but she had this thing where she would stomp her foot into the three. Do you remember
right.
that? She'd
Yeah.
have one foot planted and then she'd bring the other one and stomp before she shot.
You're right.
So cool.
She had a nice little pull up mid J too.
Chelsea Stewart also was that was the player that I thought was going to grab every rebound all the time.
100%.
Incredible at positioning
Yep.
and leverage and getting herself
And
in.
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you
ball-
want from a rebounder.
And the people who have a tendency, people say this about Caden Grubb right now, which is he seems to know where the ball's gonna go all the time. That's what Chelsea Stewart was like.
And there was periods in that Monty Hoquiam game. So there was stretches. Evangeli ended up with 13 rebounds, and 7 of those were in the second half. But there was a string of 4 or 5 in a row where it was just every shot that went up, you knew she was coming down with it.
Yeah.
It was just man, she grabbing every rebound. And then Aaliyah had 13 rebounds as well. And so there was stretches of the games where it's just if the ball goes up and it doesn't go through the round thing, that one of those two players was going to get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a fun game.
Yeah.
It was a really messy game in the third and fourth quarter. Not much scoring by either team. But I think that just lended it to the competitive nature of that rivalry and that hurdle to get over. not beating Monty for
Right.
13 years,
Yeah.
26 times in a row. Chase hopped in the comments and said, until Friday, Monty's girls had only lost one league game since the 3 years Elma won the league from 2017 to 2020.
Really dominated the league.
I love what he said. Huge win for Daniel's homeland.
And also, like, if you go back to before those 3 years
Yeah.
that Elma won that league, that was Monty dominance before that too.
Well, and you know why Elma won that league? Jalen Sackrider.
Yeah.
Hundo P.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Parson said the defense Hoquiam played against Monty was really impressive. Great scheme. Going back to that, like, I couldn't quite figure it out. I still don't, like, you're right. It's going to be driving me nuts.
It's going to be like inside
I'm so glad you
your
didn't
brain.
actually answer your question, because as you were asking that, I was like, wow, that's really bold, Daniel. Just
Well,
ask him his secret defensive scheme.
But for like most of the time, most defenses are known and
they're
identifiable.
pretty easy to identify. Yeah.
So you would think that, like, if anybody's
thought I'd
looking at
missed something.
if anybody's looking at film, they'd be able to figure it out. So I think probably 90% of the time you probably get the answer to that. But
Yeah.
this is just a time where he's got something a little extra cooking.
Exactly.
And that was
And
just-
really, what he actually did was just tell the girls, just go out there and run around in circles. There's no big scheme to it. It's just kamikaze.
I love
and
it.
just go out there and ball, Daniel.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and name our Spivey Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, we got to talk about the boys' games too.
We got to talk the boys' games.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, and then we'll name our athlete.
Then we'll name the athlete. Then we'll take another break. Then we'll do the third period of our hockey show. And then we'll do stuff.
Yeah,
Break time.
stuff.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Damashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Damashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit damashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
Thank you again to our sponsors, the Law Office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz.
No relation.
What's the A stand for? And Spivey Realty Group. What's the Spivey stand? No, that doesn't make
That's
any
just
sense.
his name.
Yeah, that's just Kevin's name.
Yeah.
Anyway, great realtors, though. Also, Chris, my guy Chris, works for them. My god brother. Bet you didn't even know that was a thing.
I did, because you've told me before that he's your godbrother.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I forget I tell you things sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
My wife sometimes gets frustrated with me because I tell her the same story like every time. Like we'll be driving, and I'll see something that triggers a memory. Well, we've been married for 9 years now, so I've driven by the same things, which has triggered the same memory, which has triggered the same story like 100 times. And she's like, "Yeah, I know, you told me that already 100 times. Stop telling me the same story."
I can just picture her getting so angry about it.
So mad.
Just spitting venom at
Just
you.
punches me in the face while I'm driving.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, Daniel, I know you played a basketball game in a youth penitentiary. You've told me this every time.
Wait, you played a
we've
basketball game
driven
in a youth
to
penitentiary?
Rochester. Shut up.
Andrew, do you know that story?
I've never heard that story.
Shut up, Andrew. All right, one of the other great games.
Okay,
actually,
so-
maybe the game of the week, with especially how close
Yeah.
it ended up being.
Yes.
Monty at Hoquiam boys basketball to Thursday?
To Thursday,
To Thursday night.
Yeah, well, I was at two. I've only been to 3 Monty boys games this season. I made it to both of them this week. So they played Tenino on Tuesday. Just absolutely dismantled Tenino from beginning to end. That was a running clock mercy rule game with like 2+ minutes left in the third quarter. It was like 50. That's when it went 57-17. And then even when Monty was putting all the backups in, they were still outscoring them. And then at the very end of the game, they went to a roster, a lineup that had 3 posts and no point guard, and they still outscored Tenino down the stretch of that game.
Yikes.
So that was I mean, for me, that was fun to watch. I think other people might have found it boring. But I enjoyed it.
Tenino, so.
And again, I got to see our friend Nick Bamer give him a little fist bump. That was cool.
Yeah.
Tenino's young and very inexperienced, and they've got a long way to go in program building. But I think what I learned this week more than anything else is that we can confirm our suspicion that the 3 best teams in the 1A Evergreen League are our local teams.
Yes.
So it's just going to be a matter of what. I don't think any of them is so much better than the others that they're going to be like 20-point wins every time.
Right.
Which, for on the girls' side at least, that's what it's been for Montesano for most of the last several years. But the big question with the Grizzlies has been, okay, well, we know Lincoln's good, but we also know what the limitation is when you try to just run a team through Lincoln.
Right.
So who's there to help, and when is the help going to arrive, and how quickly are they going to be able to help? And I think I don't want to go like overboard based on a 1-game sample size, but I think I got some answers to that. They're supporting. They first of all changed from the way that I remember them playing before.
Which was
the Lincoln Nemi show, because
ball was in his hand like 95% of the time,
and it felt like it needed to be.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that they were doing something wrong by doing that. I think that the idea was our best option is to have Lincoln have the ball almost all the time,
right.
And then everything good that happens is either going to be him scoring or him facilitating.
Mm-hmm.
And they really have Riker Maxfield bringing the ball up the court. Which is a floor and a court combined. Yeah, a floor. They have him bringing the ball up the floor, and Lincoln is kind of like he is doing like distribution, like facilitating, but he's doing it as a secondary option. And you want that. Like, you don't want to take that out of his game because he's a phenomenal passer.
Right.
And he has great floor vision. He's really good on the drive-in dish, so you don't want to take that away.
Right.
But it kind of eliminates other teams being able to like just focus on him.
Right.
Also, Riker, I know Lincoln scored 23 points, and aside from the fact that he kind of went a little cold down the stretch, had a really good offensive game. Showed that he's got just so many different tricks in his bag. But Riker made 3 3-pointers for Hoquiam, and I want to say he was like maybe like 3 for 5 on threes in the game. Also made a really nice driving layup. This was also my first look at KJ McCoy, who's just a freshman, but really athletic kid. He's got like just enough size and length to be, formidable on the wing. He can also put the ball in the hoop. And this was also a game, Monty only won by 5 points. Joey Bozic, who's like the primary senior on this team, hardly got to play because he got in foul trouble so fast. He only scored two points. He got in really quick foul trouble, sat for a while, and then came back in and got another foul and fouled out. So Joey hardly got to play. So if you have that team at full strength, I don't know how it necessarily changes things, but it's hard to imagine that having Joey would not have a positive impact for them.
Right. So was their starting lineup Maxfield, McCoy, Lincoln, Bozic? Like, were they all in the starting lineup together, or did one of those kids come off the bench?
It was Riker and Lincoln, and there's a sophomore who I'm going to feel bad that I'm totally blanking on his name. They had a sophomore playing post. I feel bad. They had a sophomore post, because that's the one thing that I think is going to be the struggle for this team, is that they don't really have a lot of size.
They don't have size.
So they had the sophomore playing post, and then Ryan Puller coming off the bench. I'm trying to recall who the other person who came off the bench was, because definitely Lincoln, Joey, and Riker started. Oh, and then it was McCoy and
Joey.
No, Joey. It must have been KJ McCoy coming off the bench.
Okay.
I might be getting that wrong.
Okay.
But
sorry to ask you.
That's okay.
Last second question.
But they had this sophomore kid starting at post, and Ryan Puller was mixing in as well. Puller also, I think, fouled out at some point. But that's one where it's like he is just trying to do maximum push you around while he's in there.
Right.
Like, he's trying to do everything he can physically to get in a spot to get rebounds and, play strong defense.
Yeah. I had some Monty people who seemed to be a little upset with his style of basketball, which Ryan's a football player.
It was
so-
physical. He's very, very physical.
Yeah.
But he also was getting called for fouls when he was being physical. I didn't think, from my perspective, I didn't think he did anything like dirty.
Okay.
He was very physical.
He was just physical.
Yeah. From my perspective, anyway.
Right. I don't think they were saying he did anything dirty
yeah.
either, but it was so physical that at one point I think somebody said, well, he gave Caden a bloody nose and he had to sit out for like 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, Caden got a bloody. But I think that was one of the. I didn't, when that happened, I didn't also immediately identify how his nose got bloody.
Gotcha.
That might have just been one of those elbows and the refs missed it. I couldn't tell exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did they miss it for like 4 possessions back and forth?
No, it wasn't an Austin Flock situation. No. But yeah, no, I think if I were playing against Ryan Puller, yeah, I would have found what he was doing really annoying.
Yeah.
Because he was getting low
Yeah.
and pushing like a lot. Like he was trying really hard to use his strength, which would be his strength.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So yeah, no, I wouldn't begrudge him that. But also, just seeing how the other guys around Lincoln stepped up and how the skill level of the guys around him made them able to switch up the way that the game plan runs. Made me feel really encouraged that this league season could be really fun.
Well, it's really interesting too because it's odd to me how it seems to be this way, that if you are freed up so much more on driving to the hole when you don't also have to bring the ball up. Mm-hmm. Like it seems like that would be something that would help. And so I know that like on teams that I've played for or watched closely in the past, it seems like even if you can just have somebody focus on getting through the pressure, probably being guarded full court, because that's another thing that teams did with Lincoln is they'd cover him full court. Mm-hmm. So he'd have to work hard just to get the ball across half court. Yeah. And then he would have to be relied on to score and create his own bucket a lot. Mm-hmm. But even if you could just have someone bring the ball up the floor so that you can get it up, pass it to somebody on the wing, and then if you want to ISO from there, that already takes so much pressure off the person who's having to complete that ISO just by being able to go to your spot, receive a pass, be in the triple threat right on the 3-point line, and work from there.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched, we've seen really good players dominate from that position, and I think a lot of it is because they had good ball handlers around them that could carry some of that weight.
I felt particularly impressed with Riker Maxfield, I'd say. Like offensively and defensively, I think he has really developed quite a bit, and he's going to be a really good player this year for them.
Yeah. Tell me about Monty now. What did you see with them watching him in a close game like this?
Yeah, I think one of the things that this is where we kind of see what a potential tripping point for Hoquiam could be is the lack of size. Between Caden Grubb and Mason Fry, they had 34 rebounds.
Whoa.
I think it was 19 for Caden and 15 for Mason.
Wow.
And those kids are they're both like 6'3", 6'4",
and jumpers
and athletic. And, Caden's just got that great nose for the ball. But there was a lot of like miscontested layup, grab a rebound. Miscontested layup, grab a rebound.
Right.
And it was tough for Hoquiam on the inside just to contend with the height. So I would say, like, there have been games that I watch Caden play, and it feels like he totally takes over. He was having a slightly more difficult time putting the ball in the hoop. He still scored 12 points, but by comparison to some previous games. But Mason Fry was really good at all levels, able to score on jumpers, get to the free throw line, but he was also, I feel like he's gotten just so much more aggressive on rebounding this year. And he was really in there in the mix, getting offensive rebounds and scoring quite a bit on the inside. And he ended up leading the team in scoring with 24. But yeah, the rebounding thing was a really big deal. For some of the other players, Colton Grubb had his impacts at different moments too. Tarek Gunter, I think, as aggressive as the Hoquiam defense was being in press at times, they didn't press the whole game, but they pressed at moments. And Tarek was a really big key in being able to get the ball up the floor. But the kid who transferred in this year, his name's Ryan Weidman. He's about like 6'6'1", and a guard, and can handle the ball pretty well. So one of the big questions that we had from last year, when we saw towards the end of the season, okay, teams are starting to realize that you only have one real point guard and press you. And then one thing that's definitely true about this group is when things go badly, they sometimes struggle. And they've really struggled against the press down the stretch last year.
When things go badly, they struggle.
Like, they don't write the shit. Last year, when things started to go badly, when they were getting pressed and turning the ball over, it snowballed and more things started to go bad.
I see what
they had
you're
a hard time writing the ship.
Gotcha.
You see, some teams might be able to have like a couple possessions that go really badly, and then they figure it out real quick.
I see what you're saying.
Last year, this team didn't do that particularly well, especially late in the season. And I think that also happened in the Aberdeen game that they lost, which is another one that I watched.
Right.
But having Ryan there gives them another guard option who can handle the ball well. So it doesn't feel like it's kind of just Tarek handling. Anytime that someone needs to be a good ball handler, it's just Tarek.
Right.
You know, Mason can handle the ball, but he's also 6'3" and a wing/post player.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit more limited there. So I felt encouraged watching those guys play. Ryan also can put the ball in the hoop. He hit a couple threes. He can attack the basket and score inside with contact as well. But between Mason and Tarek and Ryan, they did the big bulk of the scoring. They don't run. Monty is not running a very deep bench this year. I kind of thought that there might be more guys that we would see get in the mix in some of these games. But Coach Farmer's been pretty conservative, keeping his best players on the floor. They maybe go 7 deep, maybe 8, just kind of depends on how things go. But yeah, no, I think my biggest takeaway from all of it, there's a lot of good players on the floor, but I don't think between Elma and Monty and Hoquiam, there's one team that's so clearly head and shoulders better than everybody else. And there's not one team that's so clearly worse than everybody else that I think we'll see a lot of really good competitive games coming up here.
Nice. That was a great breakdown.
Thank you.
What
broke that stuff
you
down,
broke
man.
Broken.
It's broken now. It's so broken. It can't be fixed.
Broken. It's awful. Why did you do it?
Yeah.
I don't know why I went into a weird accent there.
I know why.
Why?
Because you're just kind of a weird guy.
You know what? Yep, I'm weird. I don't care.
So we had a couple
So speaking of that, my next game, that's why I'm so excited that it's kind of that way in both leagues, like the 3 local teams.
Yeah.
So my broadcast schedule looks really awesome right now. So I've got Hoquiam and Aberdeen girls on Monday, and then I've got Monty at Elma boys, Hoquiam at Monty boys, and then Hoquiam at Aberdeen boys to round out the regular season. Sounds like 3 really good games.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun covering these teams down the stretch on the radio.
Really curious about that Hoquiam Aberdeen boys game to see how that's gonna go.
Yeah, and they're gonna have 2 of them. I only get to do one of them this year.
Yeah, are they gonna replay that one they canceled earlier?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think the game on the 31st is the makeup game, and then their originally scheduled one was on January 22nd.
Okay.
But I have a work thing that night, so I shifted to do a game the night before instead of that one, which is the Monty at Elma boys game. So that worked out nicely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
All right, athlete of the week.
So I think there was 3. We got 2 nominees and then a third one for sure that I want to throw in, and then if you want to throw any other ones in.
Okay.
But we got a nomination for Lexi LeBounty.
Yep.
We got a nomination for Mason Fry. And then I want to make sure that we get Olivia Moore in there.
Right. Yeah.
I'd have to go back and
Massive
check, and if Chase is still on. Were both of those games this week? Like this past week, both of her 20-point games. I know at the very least that 29-point game that she had in the win over, I think it was Tenino, that was this week. But she's you get some.
What was do you remember the opponent of the other one?
So that was, Chase said 76-41. Oh wait, no, that was boys. It was Rochester, 62-37 win. Olivia had 26 points in that game. And the one that we had in our... Okay, Chase said it was Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. So that's two pretty solid performances, both in league wins in 1 week.
Yep.
And I don't know that we've had Olivia be Athlete of the Week before either.
maybe last year.
Maybe. She was definitely in the mix on our defensive
Yeah, I think
teams.
I think she was on one of the defensive teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are two massive performances.
Yeah.
And then you got Cassie Koski, 1,000 points.
Yeah. And we've been just getting dominated by it. Was that we had three wrestlers who got to 100 wins.
Yep.
And then Lincoln Nemi getting to 1,000 points.
Yeah.
That was 4 of our last 5. Actually, 3 of our last 5 athletes of the week were Hoquiam kids.
With 100 wins and 2 Hoquiam wrestlers.
Was
Aaliyah
Aaliyah Kennedy,
Kennedy.
and
Yeah,
then
right.
Kingston Case was the wrestler who got 100 wins,
Yeah.
and then Lincoln with his 1,000 points.
Oh, Chase says she may have been for golf at one point.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Remember Olivia
Yes.
Moore's really good at golf.
Because she beat Haley Blankus in
Right,
districts or state. One of the big ones. I
Yeah.
remember she beat Haley.
Yeah.
So I think she was athlete of the week then.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. This is tough choices though, because I also with Mason, I feel like I watched that with my own eyes, and he absolutely was the straw that stirred the drink for Monty
Right.
in that win over Hoquiam. He was great.
Yeah.
Effort wise, everything. He was great.
Yeah.
Making good decisions, playing really hard.
And Lexi the same way for me.
Yeah.
Saw it with my own eyes. Awesome. 17 points, 6 steals.
Yeah.
Was everywhere. Like I mentioned to Chad, calming presence whenever they needed it.
Yeah. And I think you get an escalator there with the, again, I don't want to overstate it, but just how much Monty has beaten Hoquiam
Yeah.
over the last decade plus
In girls basketball.
in girls basketball, and has really controlled the league for most of that time.
Yeah.
To beat them is a big deal, and to hold them to 28 points, it's pretty freaking cool.
And to hold, a lot of it, as you mentioned, was holding Jilly to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Jordan, what was her name? Jordan Perry.
Yeah.
Great game offensively.
Oh.
Had 10 points for Monty. Remiss to not mention that. She had a couple of big threes for him. Actually, no, she hit 2 threes. I thought she hit 3, but they called it a 2-pointer. Happened a couple times on my broadcast.
Stupid refs.
Stupid refs. One, I was so adamant that it was a 3-pointer by McKenna Blankus that I was saying they had the scoreboard wrong. And then I texted Tyler to tell him, hey, they have the scoreboard wrong. And then he said, no, that was a 2. And then I felt kind of dumb.
I
I thought she was like a foot beyond the arc. I couldn't believe it.
I want to throw Moses DeShazier in there, just for giggles.
Yeah. What was his JV stat line?
I don't know what his JV stat line was in total, but I swear the guy had 12 steals. In the beginning of the game, my son plays JV for Monty.
Yeah.
And they were just not ready for Moses. He probably had a steal in 5 of the first 8 possessions.
Oh, God.
And then it took him a little while to be we probably shouldn't take the ball over by that guy. And then it was almost like the strategy the rest of the time revolved around being as far away from him when you're bringing up the ball up the court as possible. Because he's just so athletic and
quick.
Explosive, and he has great hands too.
Yeah.
And I actually he didn't score that much. He hit a couple shots.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he had an amazing game overall, but his defense was just really incredible.
Did he swing? Did he
No.
suit up with the varsity? Oh,
No,
interesting.
he didn't.
I would think that maybe someone that quick might be inserted in for some defense every now and then. But
I mean, I don't know.
but Hoquiam also is guard heavy.
They're guard
so-
heavy, and he's 5'5".
right?
I don't know if that really doesn't seem to make a difference when he's out there.
Yeah.
He's just such a great athlete. I mean, next year he's absolutely going to be
Right.
on the team and playing and good.
Yep.
I mean, at the very least, he'll be one of the most disruptive forces, just flying around the court, stealing the ball from people that we've seen.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he sticks with it.
Chase says he's interested in Elma Monty girls games now. Thinks they're going to be competitive finally. That's going to be a fun matchup.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Olivia Moore matched up against Vangeli, back and forth, both sides of the court. That was another thing. Jilly played great on defense. She did a really good job on defense too. Yeah, that's going to be a fun matchup. I'm leaning heavy to Olivia. Those are 2 monster games.
Yeah, I like it.
Two in a row. So Chase, you should try and get us some other stats to go along with that, because just with those 2 games of 29 and 26 points, Olivia Moore is our Spivey Athlete of the Week, but I'm willing to bet she was probably close to, if not double doubles in both of those games as well.
Yeah, probably
And
true.
I'd like to add those into our post, but yeah.
Well, we could also look in the. I'm sure
I am
the
much
Daily
too
World
lazy to
probably
do
has.
squat, Justin.
Okay.
Let's have Chase do it.
Okay. Chase, do the research. Actually, you know what though? If we're not going to check
We
it,
should put
he can
Chase-
just tell us whatever he wants.
Dude,
yeah,
we-
Olivia had 45 rebounds and 19 steals in one of the games.
Dude, I say we just put Chase on our payroll. We just don't tell him what we all get paid,
We'll pay him the same amount that we pay ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is nothing.
Yeah. We already
I mean,
pay-
darn it. I mean, we didn't tell him
Sometimes
that.
we buy shirts.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes we buy shirts for wiffle ball games.
Technically, we already have Chase employed at the same rate that we get paid.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. We just need to put it in a contract.
Yeah. Follow Elma Sports Tracker on Instagram and Facebook, by the way.
Absolutely.
Lots of good info there
Yep.
if you're interested in Elma Sports.
Yep.
So congratulations to Olivia Moore of Elma Girls Basketball. You are our Spivey Athlete of the Week.
All right, we're going to take a break and get into the third period of our obvious hockey show. Well, will we have a 2-minute drill? You don't know. We don't know either. We'll find out after this.
We're going to do it.
Spivey Realty Group's goal is to make buying, selling, investing, and renting real estate in Grace Harbor simple. They believe in 100% transparency and unparalleled communication with local expertise, tech-enhanced, and top-notch service for their friends, neighbors, and community. Their goal is simple: get a group of strong-willed, hard-working people together who want to make a difference in Grace Harbor and to use real estate as the means of achieving that. Voted Grace Harbor's best real estate company. Find them on Facebook or visit GraceHarborRealEstate.com. Spivey Realty Group, elevating small town real estate.
Thank you again to our sponsors, the Law Office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz and Spivey Realty Group, the sponsor of our Spivey Athlete of the Week. Welcome to the third period of our Scrimmage hockey show. Chase is starting to ask questions. He says it sounds close to slavery. Don't ask too many questions, Chase, about our
Should we-
payment strategy.
Should we call Chase our Elma correspondent now?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Our Elma, official Elma correspondent. I don't like that you guys moved the TV so I can't see it. Normally I have to like lean back and do
It's
this
better
weird
for the
thing.
show, though.
Is it though? Dude, this wild. Okay, getting it from the peanut gallery behind me. This has been a great weekend of wild card round football. Has there been any game that's just been a snoozer? And have you guys watched it all?
I've been following.
I've been following. They've all been like down to the wire games. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Right now, the one that matters is the Niners versus the Eagles. If the Niners win this game, which they're currently leading 17-16, then Hurts just got hurt in the noggin sliding. He slid really late though. Can you really? No. If they call a penalty on that guy for tackling, that's bogus. Anyway,
Should we do a 2-minute drill?
yeah.
Yeah, Andrew, let's do a 2-minute drill. And we just sprung it on you without any warning.
Let's go, huddle up! Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation, 44 seconds, hand the ball to ref. Gonna do it right. 3 jet Buckeye on 1, 3.
The 2-minute drill starts now.
Daniel, soon we will find out who your number 1 seed Seattle Seahawks will play against in their first playoff game in the divisional round. It'll be either the Farty Whiners or the Rams. Daniel, who do you want to see the Seahawks play?
Couldn't think of a snarky name for
The Slams.
the Crams.
Yeah.
The
LaBams.
the Los Angeles Rams. I would much rather prefer that they play the Farty Whiners. I feel like they match up much better against them. Also, my nephew, super scared of the Rams, and it was starting to wear off on me at family gathering. He just kept bringing it up like, oh, I hope we don't play the Rams. Oh, I hope we don't play the Rams. And so now I think it's worn off on me. I don't want to play them either, because that was a very fluky game that we ended up winning.
To be the best, you gotta beat the best.
Yeah, but I'd rather do that in the next
Later.
round.
Can we beat them later?
Can we beat them in the NFC Championship game? Like, I would have loved if the Packers had won, so we could have beaten them into the absolute dirt. Justin, the Packers had a commanding lead until Alex Bregman signed with the Chicago Cubs, somehow changing the fate of the football game for the Chicago Bears. Am I looking too much into juju on this?
Alex Bregman and cheating kind of go together, right? Like there's, I think something happened there, and it's a little fishy, but I don't think it's supernatural.
They brought Bregman in to rig the end of the game.
Somehow, like they were did you hear any banging on garbage cans?
Oh,
somebody's got John Boy. Get on that. Get on that.
Dude, maybe he used part of his massive $175 million contract to get to the officials.
Daniel, the Mariners have reached arbitration with a whole bunch of players, but I heard yesterday that they had not reached arbitration yet with Bryce Miller.
No.
Are you concerned?
I'm slightly concerned. They'll get it done. It'll be okay. But budget things are always make you squeamish as a Mariners fan, because you know the owners are tightwads who don't want to pay to bring in the dudes they should.
Well,
I'm a little worried about it.
It seemed like they were only about $400,000 apart, so hopefully that means they're going to work this out real quick.
Yeah.
At least it's not a Tarek Skubal situation.
Skubal. How far away are they?
Like 13 million?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Detroit?
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop being dum-dums.
Figure it out.
Justin, when the Seahawks have their first playoff game against either the Rams or the Niners, will Sam Darnold break his playoff curse that apparently he has, even though he just had like one bad
I know
playoff
something
game?
else Sam Darnold has
What?
that I learned from our group chat that your daughter said.
Oh no, you can't
I can't say that. I can't say that.
You can't say that.
Okay, I
no.
won't say that. Okay.
You can't say that.
It's funny though. I promise it's funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah, text me if you want to know.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Sam Darnold is going to break the curse because he is not going to have to do this on his own, and the Seahawks have already figured out how to deal with it when Sam Darnold has a slightly below average game. He's something like 19th, I think, in QBR this season, so it's not like he's just been amazing all year. He's gonna get it figured out, but it's not gonna be because of him. It's gonna be because the rest of the team picks him up.
That's gonna do it for a 2-minute drill. I just thought of a question I should have asked.
What was it?
Clint Kubiak is probably gonna get poached after this year as a head coach,
Seems
and
like a lot of people
he's
are
like
trying to interview him.
the most successful offensive coordinator the Seahawks have had in a long time. I'm really worried.
Maybe they can get Darrell Bevel back.
I was gonna say he's the most successful since Darrell Bevel, which
But everyone
everybody
hated Darrell Bevel.
and yet the people we had after him, everybody's like, that Bevel guy,
Yeah.
he wasn't so bad.
Pete Carroll's available.
He is. I heard that. Also,
You know what? Is Russell Wilson's career over? Could we get him to transition into coaching,
to be
an offensive coordinator?
I can see that. Except for he'd probably somehow make it all about himself.
Let Darnold cook.
Oh no. I don't think we want to do that. Never mind. Bad idea. Bad idea. Dude, you know what grinds my gears?
Okay, what, Peter Griffin?
Cornerbacks who celebrate incomplete passes that they obviously had nothing to do with. I literally just watched one where the ball was tipped at the line and it went fluttering into the air and fell incomplete 2 yards short of where the receiver was, and the guy went,
Yeah.
Daniel,
"Oh yeah, I'm awesome." And I'm like, "Bro, what did you could have fallen down on that play and it would have had the same result."
I'd just like to put it out there that if the cornerback is irritating the wide receiver by celebrating, then he's doing a good job. Is it the cornerback part of you or the wide receiver part of you that's irritated?
Would the wide receiver part of you...
it's the cornerback part, Andrew,
okay.
because do some things that are actually worthy of celebrating. Like if you go up and you tip away a pass, celebrate that. If you get an interception, celebrate that. If you lock up a dude...
Maybe he hip checked him enough that he couldn't get into stride, and that's why it was overthrown.
No, I didn't say it was overthrown. The ball was tipped at the line.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he thought that.
It's like, dude.
What
What
would
are you
your response
doing?
be? What's your... Because you've been a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one where the corner who was guarding... Well, you caught every ball that was thrown to you. Let's just imagine
open.
hypothetical situation in which you didn't catch a ball that was thrown at you, and the corner had nothing to do with it. It was just a bad throw or it got tipped or something. Corner celebrates. Are you going to be annoyed by that, or are you looking at him like, dude, you're dumb?
sadly, when I played, I would have been way too annoyed by it. Like, if I wouldn't have noticed, like, if they would have done it quietly, but if they would have, like, said something in my ear, I would have been like, you didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
You didn't even do anything. It would be like,
It's tipped to the line, and the cornerback's like, "I'll be here all game."
Locked you
And
up.
Daniel's like,
locked you up. Like, what
So
are
you wouldn't have
talking
had
about?
the emotional maturity to just say, "Okay, buddy," and then move on.
No.
Like it would have been.
I have issues. Yeah,
You've grown a lot now, though.
I have.
Yeah.
I try.
I want to
Try to
actually
grow.
want to harken back to
Still trying to grow an inch. But
to your high school basketball experience
Oh, no.
for a minute.
are we gonna glory days? Are you setting me up
No.
for a glory days situation?
No, it's not that. It's more of a culture thing.
Okay.
When you played high school basketball, how much crap was talked during a game?
Oh, a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There was. So that goes into this too, Andrew. Like, similarly speaking, I tried not to annoy the people that I was trying to defeat because I didn't want to give them any added motivation. But that was in high school. When I got older and thought I was cooler than I was, if people talked to me, then my mouth wouldn't stop. But in high school, I kind of kept my mouth shut for the most part because I was covering, in high school basketball, I was covering the best player on every team. And
so you
I would
didn't
look at their
want them
stats.
to
Yeah.
get-
I didn't want them to get angry and start going off. Like, if they were playing bad, I was like, oh, man, tough shot there. Or, oh, I thought that was going in. Like, I was the opposite. But on the other side of things, I witnessed everybody talk smack against our starting point guard, Joey Wayman. Everybody wanted to, like they would stop him on one play or he'd miss one shot, and they would just start talking smack and,
you
like,
talk
make in
back?
front of him. Oh, Joey was ruthless.
What did it sound like?
You're trying to get me in trouble. You're so mean.
I think
That-
Joey would be okay with it.
He probably would. So Joey in high school had a bit of a higher pitched voice. So he'd respond. Well, first of all, he'd just look at them like they're idiots when they first started doing it. And then he'd put up like 25, 30 points and be like, every player just like, where you at? Where? Oh, I thought you were gonna. I thought I was trash. What are you doing? Where you at? I'm gonna come for you again. And then, like, if somebody was
Disconcerting the shooter.
if somebody was bodying him up, he would guide them over near the official, say something under his breath to them, which I still don't know what it was, but I watched him
Probably
do this.
Yo Mama.
And then the player would get upset and, like, push him or elbow him, and
Actually,
they'd get called for a foul.
It was probably what your daughter said about Sam Darnold.
That might have been it. That might have been it. She wasn't saying it to be mean, though. But he would say, like, he would just own everybody. And it always started with other people. They would always start it, and then, boy, he'd finish it, like, every time. But, yeah, there's a lot of crap talking out there. Like I said, I tried to stay out of it because I went into every game going, oh, crap, this dude's averaging 20 a game.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen to me. And so I was just like, usually the other side of things.
I feel like a lot of crap is being talked in basketball games right now,
Yeah. It might be more now.
especially on the boys' side. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
I understand that there's like a little bit of a gamesmanship. Like there's some strategy to it. Like you're trying to.
I think there can be.
Yeah.
I think when I see what looks like strategy, I'm more okay with it.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it is just
Yeah.
stupid bravado.
And some teams do it a lot and like are just kind of over the top in the
Yeah.
way that they like try to like degrade their opponent, I guess.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
Black
of it
Hills was like that when I played.
when I talk to my kids about it too, sometimes I'm like, the people that I find out who talk trash, I'm like, wow, I never would have known that. Like you don't even realize it's happening
Yeah.
during the game.
Yeah,
But
'cause
so and so says stuff to people all the time, but they do it kind of. They
Sly.
pick their moments and they do it really subtly.
Yep.
And then there's other kids who will just run down the court like in somebody's face, like
Yes.
as they're running down
And
the
you
court.
can see it.
And you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the worst time. You remember Marvin? He used to play basketball around here.
Oh yeah.
Marvin was like 30 times
Speaking of
better.
people you don't want to talk trash to because you don't want to get mad.
Right. He was like 30 times better than anybody who played rec basketball around here at the time, and I was covering him, and he was just kind of playing around, wasn't having a great game. And then one of my teammates like helped on a double team and he missed, and my teammates started talking smack to him, and I was like, what are you doing? Marvin scored like 30 points in the last 5 minutes of the game, and I was like, you, my teammate, are an idiot.
We were having such a nice day together, and you ruined it.
You ruined it. It's been ruined.
Marvin and I were friends.
Now he's dunking on me.
Now he's dunking on
Thank
me.
you. That's something I didn't want to have happen today.
Now I have Marvin's sweat on the top of my head.
It's so true. It's so bad. Oh, let's see. Logan says, come to the golf team, you'll hear an F-bomb every 5 minutes. Is that what you mean by trash talk?
Oh.
No, that's potty talk.
That's potty language. That's just
Yeah.
vulgarities.
That's-
We're talking about like players saying things to each other during the game, like
Telling
you like
them
if
they
you go
stink.
if you go like score a contested bucket on somebody and then you'd be like you're too small, you can't handle me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or on golf, you know, saying things like, "Oh, I'm sure he'll hit it longer next time." No, or I mean, I drove it. You can't drive the green here. Oh, shoot.
Don't worry, you won't miss a 2-foot putt again.
Don't worry, you won't miss a 2-foot putt again. Yeah. I don't know
Logan
though.
says, oh, they do that too.
Yo.
Yeah.
Andrew said driving the greens, and that just gave me flashbacks to riding in a golf cart with Andrew driving.
I do not drive on greens. Just
That's
for the
true.
record.
You put it like it just gave. I had that thought in my head of like number one, feeling like I was gonna die. Number two, feeling for the first time ever like, oh my gosh, this thing might tip.
I remember that. It almost did.
Yeah, I thought, and I was like, these things are designed to not tip.
No, they're not.
Definitely not.
All the weights. There's so much weight in the bottom though.
That's true, and yet somehow they're still very tippy. Or maybe I just seen.
Are they?
Well, I've seen a lot of idiots.
Because
My brother almost tipped one once. I think I went flying out the side of it. That was at a golf course in Pullman. Really nice.
you couldn't
course.
hang on.
I thought it was gonna tip, and so I leapt.
You leapt
I
out.
Jumped
You
for it.
jumped. You tuck and rolled out
Yeah,
the side of a
dude.
golf cart.
It was pretty awesome.
When I almost
he was
tipped
like-
it, I also jumped out, but it was to keep it from tipping.
Yeah, and also I couldn't tuck and roll because the side of the car I was in was the one that was sliding. If I had jumped out, I would have ended up underneath it.
Oh, that would be legitimately scary.
Yeah,
that's no good.
I wasn't actually scared though. I definitely dramatized that more than I thought.
I was scared watching it.
It was
I
actually.
thought Ronnie was never let us play at the golf course again.
Well, I wasn't worried about that. In hindsight, it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and it probably wouldn't have been the worst thing that's been done to a golf cart at Highlands Golf Course. We've heard stories.
What are people doing to golf carts
was
at
gonna
Highlands?
say,
Well,
You
sometimes
guys-
they just leave them out in the woods.
You guys are all talking like you saw me driving crazy, but I know for certain I drove more crazy with my brother as he was trying to finish 9 after getting off work at the golf.
Oh, it was just that one particularly terrifying experience.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
like you drove crazy and poorly the whole time.
No, it was more
Fair.
just like he thought he could get the cart to go somewhere that it didn't have the juice to get to. And when it stopped moving. Any topic that we can give Andrew to try and stump us on?
I don't know. I've been watching My Hero Academia lately.
What the heck is My Hero Academia?
It's an anime show.
Why did I think of why did I think that it would be anything else? Why? I don't know.
Oh, do you want Olivia Moore's stats from those two games?
I want Olivia Moore stats from those two games.
Versus Rochester.
Rochester.
26 points, 9 rebounds, not a double-double. 1 assist, 5 steals.
Ooh.
Versus Tenino, 29 points, 15 rebounds,
Oh.
4 assists, 3 steals, 1 block.
Nice.
Do I trust
Definite.
Chase on that, or do I have to go verify those?
I trust it, just like I trust Brock Purdy to throw a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey to give them the lead with 2:54 remaining. Too early, you guys are going to lose. Yeah, I leaned back so I can see you guys just made it more difficult.
He had to pick up his microphone
He's
and lean back.
persevering.
Yes, you're so strong.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to go the extra mile. Dude, Brock Purdy was beaten to snot in the last game by the Seahawks. I'm surprised he's able to remember all the plays. Oh, they missed the extra point. I guess the extra point didn't really matter. It would have made it a 5-point lead.
Who is that comment from about golf carts?
Daniel.
Oh, okay.
That's from Daniel. Rental golf carts are how they are because it turns out inebriated golfers believe them to be off-road bumper cars. Yeah, that tracks.
To be clear, when Andrew tried to kill me with a golf cart, not inebriated.
Very sober.
Very sober. Just a maniac.
All right, we need to give. Oh, maybe we should stump Justin. Ask AI to produce. Should we do 5 or 10 questions?
5.
5 fairly difficult questions about. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the first part of the Airbender. What's the full
Avatar?
Avatar. The
Oh,
Last
okay.
Airbender.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Okay.
It's been a while.
About what?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. If it wants it to be really difficult, it'll probably give trivia about the live-action movie, which you hated, so it probably has a bunch
Just
of
wasn't good.
Yeah.
Just wasn't good.
But how's the live-action show?
You know, we started watching it and didn't get very far because we were going to watch it as a family and then realized that we're never together. We're so rarely together at home in the evening to watch a show together.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I'm like seeing my future because Anchor's about to start T-ball, and I'm like, oh, it's about to begin.
The problem with this is that with the Mariners trivia,
Yeah.
I knew enough to know, oh, this question's weird, or this answer might not be
Right,
right.
you have no clue
I have
now.
no idea what any of these words mean.
Sweet.
Are you ready, Justin?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love this.
Hang on.
I'm going to compete against you. What if I
Serving
get
questions
one right?
up on a silver platter where the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Time for Stump Daniel.
Justin. Let's see. Chase says, believe me, if I made them up, I'd go find a Cooper Flag stat line. Oh, stop. And then Logan says, is this Avatar the movie? They just had a new one. No, not that Avatar.
it's a animated series.
Much better.
It's great.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Avatar
this is
movies are
completely
stupid.
unrelated to the Avatar movies.
Yeah.
Yep. Besides the name. That's kind of related.
I think the Avatar: The Last Airbender's on Netflix. If you have it, Logan, it's really good. You should watch it.
It is really good. I'd recommend it to anybody. All right.
All right, number 1. What are the names of the 2 dragons that teach Aang and Zuko the true meaning, origin of firebending in the episode The Firebending Master?
Oh, snap. That is a tough one. I have no idea.
You know, they did a whole yin and yang thing with them, but I don't think those were the names of them.
Wrong. It's Jorge and Jesus.
Wrong.
I'm gonna
Dang
say
it.
yin and yang.
It is Ran and Shaw.
Oh, how did I not get that?
How'd you
I
not
remember.
get
I actually
Ran
do
and Shaw?
remember that now that he says it.
Yeah. That's the problem with trivia. I'm glad that you're doing this now.
In the episode The Tales of Ba Sing Se,
Oh, that's a good
what
one.
was the name of the girl Zuko went on an awkward date with at the tea shop?
Bossing say.
I have no idea.
Dude, I don't remember that one either.
Was it?
These are difficult questions, Grok.
I said I asked for fairly difficult questions.
Dang.
Like
Sung Lee?
Dude, that could be right. What if it's Sung Lee?
The answer is Jin.
I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that either.
I mean, I remember the scene.
It's
I
time
don't
for another
even,
walkthrough.
I didn't even know she had a name.
Number 3,
She's
what is
nameless.
the full name of the Fire Nation captain who was impersonated by Azula, Mai, and Tai Li when they infiltrated the Boiling Rock prison?
Dude, what the heck?
This
These
is
are
pure,
deep
this
cuts.
This is pure, like, I'm reading the words and trying to make it a sentence as it goes because
His
I don't know
name
what
was-
any of the words mean.
Sum Lee Kim.
Dude, I think it was Captain Cam. Did I read that from far away right? Yeah! Eyesight.
Cheating.
Captain Cam, a very minor... Oh, now you moved... I can't see it over there.
It says a very minor detail from the infiltration plan.
Oh.
So it was probably written down.
Andrew said fairly difficult, and Grok must have heard how we were making fun of it, easy questions, and it took it personally.
Probably, yeah.
Question number 4. According to the episode The Avatar and the Fire Lord, how many years did Avatar Roku live before his death?
90. Are you having a hard time finding the answer?
No, I'm having a hard time understanding the question. This one might be a weird one.
Okay.
Do you want to know the answer?
Yes.
Sure.
The answer it gives is Kyoshi lived 230 years.
Kiyoshi.
And then it says, it's in parentheses, the question often stumps people who think of Roku or Yang Chen.
Well, didn't the
But it
question
said
say Roku?
Roku in the question. So
See,
I
here's
don't
the
know.
thing. The avatars are all just... they have the same spirit. They're all just reincarnations of the same
Yeah, I forgot
being.
about that.
So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe, I guess, but that would not just be Kyoshi. That would be all the other
It'd
avatars,
be all of
too.
them, yeah.
So. Bad job, Grok.
Come on, Grok.
It's number 5. What is the name of the specific ancient air nomad technique or item that Aang uses to create a massive air ball to surf down the canyon in the Serpent's Pass episode?
Dude. Grok was
there's a
like, you
bonus
want
hint.
trivia? I'll find random things in the script and ask you about it.
There's a bonus hint. It is not just air bending. It is a named move.
Airball.
Airball. Ball bending.
Ouch.
It is air scooter.
Oh, I knew that.
The famous air ball he invented as a 12-year-old airbending master.
They did actually mention that at one point because they said he couldn't use it during the game that they play. Yeah.
My nephew says this is a weird show. It'd be better if Grok
You know what,
came up
Logan?
with-
You're a weird show. Just kidding.
Hey, speaking of weird shows, the Hargrove Christmas video had its private premiere. It's not going to be released publicly till next Saturday, though.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorites. It's really funny.
Really?
We used a lot
Can we
of,
have a teaser?
we used a lot of green screen this year.
What?
Like all green screen.
What?
It was pretty fun.
You have like an actual Hollywood professional in your house.
We
in your
do.
house.
Maybe we should have asked her to do the green screen work.
Did she not do the great? You have a Hollywood professional, and you didn't ask her to do the hardest part.
No, my brother did it. But
Did you at least let the Hollywood professional do the bulk of the acting?
no, we all do equal parts acting.
Okay.
That's why it's funny, because half the time the acting's really bad.
Half the time.
Hey.
2/3 of the time.
I don't think I'm giving anything away when I say that Daniel's youngest child rode a horse.
Yes. My youngest child.
Your
rode a
youngest
horse.
child is a baby.
Yeah.
Babies can't ride horses.
That's what you
Through
think.
the magic of Hollywood.
The Hollywood magic. Yeah.
I'm so hungry I could ride a horse.
Jay says, Logan, take that crap from Justin.
I took it back already. Jeez. All I said was that he was a weird show, and then I took it back.
Why did you take it back?
Because I felt bad immediately.
Does Logan mean that Avatar The Last Airbender is a weird
No,
show?
I think he means that this show that we're doing right now is a weird show. But actually, I would say it was pretty normal for like 85% of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think of something weird to finish it with.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
I dropped my blitz ball.
You've been really struggling. Like, you've been dropping the ball, like, left and right this whole show.
My hands.
Not
Okay,
metaphorically.
okay.
I meant
I need to-
literally, physically.
So, we had family over yesterday, and we started to unload the dishwasher, like, after the family gathering, and my father-in-law was going to help, but he doesn't know where, like, everything is in our kitchen, but he wanted to help, so, like, I put some stuff away in the cupboard, including some cups. He's like, oh, you're next to the cups. Catch this cup. And then a couple people, my mother-in-law, for one, was like, no, don't throw the glass cup. And then my wife was like, don't throw the glass cup. But then she kind of jokingly like hopped in like, oh, we'll just do a chain, like a words. A chain where you hand things back and forth.
I think chain works. Everyone can picture it.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, like that. But my father-in-law misinterpreted. He thought, oh, she wants to play catch with the cup. And so while I was like ready to actually catch the cup, Courtney was like, no, just hand me the cup and I'll hand it to him. But my father-in-law threw her the cup, which she was not prepared to catch, and it shattered into a million pieces.
So she did not catch it.
No. But then I said something really cocky about you should just let people throw me things because I have hands of gold. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, that's probably not a great metaphor for hands because if you have golden hands, they would probably not be able to catch things very well.
I mean, they'd be soft.
Yeah, but not soft enough. You're still a metal. Anyway.
I think you could do the...
Oh, good call. Chase says we should have done Drake May trivia next time.
Too bad.
Next time, Chase.
So sad.
So glad.
That's rad.
I'm mad.
Logan clarified that he meant Avatar.
Oh, dude, no, you need to watch Avatar, man.
You said Avatar's a weird show?
Well, from
Now
from
Justin
the
will
weird
take it personally.
from the questions.
You know
that we
what,
just-
Logan? You know what, Logan? You are a weird show. I'd untake it back.
Oh, dude, are the Eagles gonna score too quickly now? Eagles might score too
You
quickly.
sound like my dad.
Yeah. Well, that's how the NFL
He
game
also
is now.
accidentally turned the flashlight on his phone on earlier.
Oh, hey.
And then he got in the car and said, I'm an old. Not I'm old, I'm an old.
You know, I had a birthday recently, and I've realized that that's just life now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's going to do it for our show.
So, thank you for listening to the Scrimmage.
Yeah.
My co-host, Daniel Sam Darnold, has a something. Hargrove.
My co-host, Justin, tell those lazy poops to get a job. Damashevitz.
And our trusty producer, Andrew Grok's boss. Gross.
I don't know about that.
You've been listening